Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be sharing some self-tanning tips with you guys. I thought it would be a fun idea to just give you some tips and tricks on how to prep your skin, how to apply tan, and how to extend the life of your tan. Because I feel like we do so many tanning videos on this channel. Why not share some tips with you guys? So that's what today is gonna be all about, but before we get started, please give this video a big thumbs up for me and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much if you do. But if you wanna see my self-tanning tips, stay tuned for the rest of the video. All right guys, first thing is first, disclaimer. This is a collab with Bali Body. They were nice enough to want to collab with me for today's video. So this is in collaboration with them, and I'm using Bali Body products to showcase my tips for self-tanning. But obviously all of these tips are my tips that I got from just a million times self-tanning myself. So yeah, obviously every opinion and every word is my own. So I just wanted to put that out there, but thank you again to Bali Body for collaborating with me on this. So we're gonna get right into it. I have my tips written down on my phone so I don't forget anything to share with you guys. So first thing you wanna make sure to do is shave and exfoliate. So I feel like there's mixed reviews on whether you should shave and exfoliate the night before or the day of self-tanning. If I'm being totally honest, I personally always shave and exfoliate the morning of my self-tanner day, and then I'll apply a self-tanner in the evening. So I always do it the same day. I'll just do it earlier in the day. So always shave and then exfoliate. So you could do this a couple of ways. I recently started using this Bali Body exfoliator. I have to say, nothing has gotten the self-tan off of me as quickly as this does. I've used self-tan removers, the foams that are out there, and it's just still hard to scrub off the self-tan, and it's kind of painful. I feel like with this, it came off really quickly, didn't really have to do much. It got the job done very fast and very easy, and it wasn't painful. So I really, really have been enjoying this mitt. The other way you could do it, like I said, I've done one of those tan remover foams, and then you could take a washcloth and scrub it off. This is just faster and easier. So wanted to put that out there. So just obviously you would stick your hand in and then exfoliate wherever you want to get off any old self-tanner that you have, or just get the dead skin off of you. So I did shave and do my exfoliation this morning. So that is already done. I just didn't want to show you me in my shower, but trust, it is done. And then next step is moisturizing. So we're gonna do this together. I already moisturized my face. Whenever I'm tanning my face, I always do a really light layer of moisturizer underneath, just so that my skin doesn't have any dry spots on it. My skin leans more normal / dry. So even if a product is moisturizing, I always do a very, very, very thin layer of moisturizer just to make sure I have some hydration in my skin. And then I am gonna use the Bali Body Hydrating Body Serum to moisturize just the dry parts of my body. And I do this every single time that I tan. So I'll just pump some out into my hands. And then I will apply, for my feet, for example, I'll just scrub the tops, the bottoms of my feet. Sorry, it's not the most pleasant way of applying, but I'll just put this on my whole foot, and I'll do the same thing to the other one. And then I'll get my ankles too. I don't know about you guys, but my ankles tend to get dry, and just my lower shin area, so right here. Just make sure you get your ankles, the backs of your ankles. My knees are another big one that get really, really dry, so I'll always put this on my knees, just all around there to make sure this area doesn't get darker than the rest of me. Elbows are one that gets really dark for me, so I always do a lot on and around my elbows. And then I do my hands last. So my hands, I really want to make sure I get moisturizer on, because I have dry hands and I can be kind of bad sometimes about putting moisturizer on them on like a regular daily basis. So just really making sure that I've saturated my hands in the moisturizer. So that's what I do there. Now my skin is all moisturized and ready for tanner. So I am going to apply to my face first. Like I said, I already put moisturizer on my face, so that is done. And again, just a thin layer of moisturizer. You don't have to put a ton of it on, because you still want this to like penetrate into your skin. So I am using the Bali Body Face Tan Mist in Ultra Dark for my face. Love this stuff. It has a micro mister, so the spray goes on really, really nicely. And it comes off clear, which I like in a facial self-tanner. So this one's a spray, super quick and easy to use. Now that my skin's prepped, I'm just literally gonna spritz this and make sure I cover my whole face. So we're gonna do that really quick. My hands are very moisturizing right now, so I might need 2 hands. And as you can see, that took me like 2 seconds. Didn't need to get my hands dirty or anything, because it was just a spray. If you want to like rub this in with like a facial brush or something, you can totally do that. I just leave it as is with the spray, because it does go on really evenly. So now my face is done, and I'll let this marinate. And now I'm just gonna show you like really briefly how I apply self-tanner to just the upper part of my body. I've done so many videos just showing you guys like a sped up like view, I guess, of applying self-tanner all over like my legs and everything. I'll just briefly show you how I apply. So I have my handy dandy mitt, and then I have my Bali Body. I'm using the 1 Hour Express in dark, because I love this one. So I'm just gonna shake it up. Any self-tanner you use, just try to shake it up really good before you use it. I'm gonna put a generous amount of this onto my mitt, not too much, but like a generous amount so you could get the whole area covered. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna start applying, but I apply this in circular motions, and I make sure that I have blended this out so you don't see any streaky spots before moving on, just so that I know this is gonna go on evenly. So I'm just gonna demonstrate that on my chest and on my arms. And for me personally, when I'm applying to like my neck area, I always bring it up right up to my jawline, because I feel like it gives it like a little contoured look and kind of like contours and slims down the jaw area of my face. So I do that every time I apply self-tanner. And obviously when I'm not like on camera applying self-tanner, I personally don't wear clothes. Like I'll apply this like everywhere on my body, but of course for the sake of the video, I'm like wearing this. Just when I get off camera, I'll go back to any spots that I didn't hit that were my clothes were on, and I'll just go back and even that out. So that's my chest. I'm just gonna do my arms really quick for you guys. Okay, so as you can see, my chest and my arms are tanned. For your hands, you can go either way. You can use the mitt, just do like a little dollop of self-tanner and spread it in, and then like do this with your knuckles and make sure you get all in there so that it's even. Or you can use a brush, whatever is easier for you. I'm gonna use a brush for today's video. This one's a Bali Body little brush. And again, just a dollop and spread it evenly. Big pro tip for your hands, especially, and your feet if you want, but I pretty much just do this for my hands. Any self-tanner that I put on, whether it's an express tan, a regular tan, whatever, I always wash my hands after 30 minutes. I don't care what self-tanner it is. That's just my little pro tip to get the most natural look on your hands. You're still gonna get color there, but it's not gonna be too much. you use your hands all the time, and I feel like those get really dark and dirty looking really quickly if you don't wash them in time. Like, do not leave a self tanner on overnight on your hands or you're gonna regret it. I've done it many times. Any self tanner you have on, wash your hands after 30 minutes. I always do it with soap and water, and I get like a very nice natural looking tan the next day. So that's just my little tip. You could also do that for your feet. You could also apply self tanner to your feet with a brush like this. Either way is fine, whatever you prefer. So I'm just gonna show you really quickly a little self tanner on the hands. And then, like I said, you would repeat this whole process on the rest of your body, and that you're blending everything in evenly, not missing any spots. These have a color guide in them, so it's really easy to see where you're working and not make any mistakes or miss like a big patch of skin. And then obviously let your self tanner dry before putting your clothes on. The one that I use is very quick drying, so I could get dressed like right now if I wanted to, but some self tanners don't dry as quickly. Just try to wait until it's dried down a little bit before you put your clothes on so you don't get like lines or anything where your clothes were. And then shower after the amount of time that it tells you. I'm gonna leave this one on for 3 hours and then I'm gonna wash it off. I'm probably gonna let my face self tanner sit a little bit longer, but the body one I will wash off after the amount of time it tells me to get a dark color. And then to extend the tan, there's a couple different things you can do. Like, if you want to add a little bit of color or even things out, you could do a gradual tanner a couple of times during the week just to like keep it alive. Or you could just be better about moisturizing your skin. I feel like a lot of times I get lazy with that and I'm bad about it, but genuinely every time I moisturize my skin every single day, my tan looks so much more even. It lasts longer. It's not coming off like patchy and gross. So really just making sure your skin is moisturized. So those are really all my tips, I think. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really easy once you get the hang of it. Like just making sure you're prepping, moisturizing, applying evenly, showering at the time that it tells you, and then you should get an even tan. So again, I'm gonna let this sit for as long as it said to, and then I'm gonna wash it off. And then I'm just gonna come back briefly tomorrow to show you guys the final result that I get after applying and utilizing the tips that I shared with you. So I'm gonna let this marinate and then I'll come back, show you guys the final result. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right guys, I'm back. It is the next day and here is what my tan looked like after following all of my tips that I shared with you. Just want to point out my hands. As you can see, after washing them, after 30 minutes, strictly 30 minutes after applying the tan, they look so natural. Like they still got a good amount of color, but they're not crazy dark compared to the rest of me, like how it would have been if I had left it on as long as I left the rest of the self tanner on. So I wanted to point that out first. No crazy darkness on my elbows, on my knees, on my feet. Everything is very even. You can see no streaks, no nothing because of the way that I was applying with the MITT. Just everything. So those are my foolproof tips for self-tanning. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment and let me know what you think about the results, what you think about my tips. If there's any other tips for self-tanning that you'd like to share with me and with all of us, let me know because I'm always open to trying new things. Give this a huge thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel, but stay tuned and I will see you guys in the next video.